Hello, and welcome. So today what I would like to discuss is the top 10 cards that you would love to pull, or that you should want to pull, in a Standard Heroes during a pre-release, but also in general. I see these cards as cards that will go up in value significantly after release, so that's what we're going to talk about today. And with that, let's just get started. So number one on this list, not the biggest gainer, but will have price, is this SIR budew. It is one of the most popular cards in the game, and it looks beautiful. So the trainers will want to get it for their decks, and they will want to get playsets of these for multiple decks. Other than that, the collectors would also want to get their hands on it. So both reasons will drive the value up of this. Again, also availability is a thing, because this set contains over 500 cards, multiple illustrations and special illustrations, so getting the particular one you want will be kind of difficult. So with that, let's move on to Psyduck. So this damn Psyduck is the first actual printing in a set. Before it was only available as in a blister, meaning you had to get the blister to have it, and that was explaining the around $10 or $11 US price tag. So yeah, and on top of that, now players have access to it, and this is the only illustration version of it. Again, similar reasons, players would want it, collectors would want to have the illustration to finish their collection, and because everybody wants to have it in a set that's so huge, it may have some availability issues. It also looks amazing. So again, another one that I'm expecting to have a price. Again, not going to be most expensive. It's not going to be the most expensive card in the set, but it will be sought after and should hold a pretty penny. We'll go again. Just above that, we have the first illustration Dreepy. Since we're going into rotation, please expect Dragapult to get stronger, and most people like to get their decks to high rarity. We have this cute looking Dreepy here that players may want to use to get their deck to highest rarity, and again, it's one of those cutesy Pokemon where people like to collect it as well. And just as these first two mentioned, large set, lots of different illustrations and rarities and all of that, means it's a bit more difficult to get the particular arts you want. We don't know what the spread of availability is, but again, this is a very popular card for a very popular deck, so there may not be enough to go around, so the price of this would expect to be high. Again, not top 10, but it is something that you could try to hold on to, because it's something that'll be sought after. Just above him, of course, is his big brother, Drocloke, for same reasons. Also, a lot of decks run these engines in addition, so I'll just lump them together. Okay, you can't run a Dreepy without a Drocloke, and put Dreepy and a Drocloke together and just have a really nice deck. Above that again is the full art treatment of N's PP up. Again, can't say it without saying, thing to get N hard, just N Viagra. And the N deck actually getting some improvements in this set. It gets some upgrades, as well as since release it has become even more popular. And again, in post-rotation format, I'm expecting to see a lot of N decks dominating, so this is a key part of those decks. And again, we are looking for those better cards, more pretty, better rarity, and that's where this full art comes in. Again, not going to be $1 million, not going to be like one of those $100 cards, but could easily be a $10 or $15 card, and something that holds a little bit of value. And again, it's not like you just have one fair collection. There'll be players looking to get playsets of this for their N decks. Yes, there's a new art of the N Zoroark, but I believe the PP up is where it'll be at to just get fair collection or even a good pull. We also have the Mega Froslass EX. I'm expecting this to possibly do really well, because it's an what do you call that? An underdog deck that's going to pop up, especially in this format where we have a lot of value decks, main decks that draw a lot of cards. This will counter that hard, and on a 310 body on a stage 1, not too shabby. But we get in there to the top few cards. Next, we have Marnie's Grimsnarl. This is the first illustration version of this card, and it is one of the top decks, and they don't have much options in line of making their decks look fancy, so all those Grimsnarl players, they will snap these up. And with that, we get into the top 3. At number 3, we have the Fan Rotom. The Fan Rotom is in the top 3, not because it had the best art, but purely because the prevalence of those Terra Box decks. Everybody will try to get their hands on one, or will at least attempt to. Again, won't be a top 10 most expensive card, but it will be a card that will hold a lot of value and trade and will be popular. So there's something very nice to pull, because a 1 copy, 2 copy is not that bad if you want to play Terra Box and make it look really nice. Because you have the Noctowls, you have now the Rotom, and now we're missing a Hoot, and you have a nice fancy setup. Number 2 on the list, that I am sure going to be in the top 10, is this new art of Fezandipity EX, where it's there among the cherry blossoms. That's beautiful. It's beautiful art. One of the most popular cards played. One of the most popular cards played. I talk a little quick there. And combine that with the collectors that will be trying to get this card. Top contender. Possible one of the top 4 cards in this set in terms of value and price. Calling that now. I just stopping for a while just to stare at it, because I mightn't be able to actually get my hands on one. You can't see it, but I just gently rubbing my hand on the screen like your ex-girlfriend that just leaving, and she's going down the driveway and just passing your hand on the glass slowly. Yeah. And no surprise, our number 1 going to be the hyper rare gold Mega Charizard Y. This is going to be a mouthful. This is going to be a little longer explanation. Because it's one of the hyper rares, and the availability as in like 1 in 1,000 already for a regular hyper rare, this set is so huge that chance is even lower. It may still have that 1 to 1,000 packs ratio said, but remember, that is to get a hyper rare. There are 2 hyper rares in this set. Then on top of that, there are so much other illustrations, special illustrations, and old arts. There's the ball special cards and all of that. That you may get a very good pull in your pack, very good rare, and something nice. But so many going to not get pulled. And on top of that, so that's just the availability part of it. So box checked. The second part of it is also, it is very playable. Unlike the X version, which is difficult to play and doesn't really have a deck, this is a 2 or 3 card deck. Just this and our Orocario, and you have one of the most brutal decks in the format. So gameplay wise, mechanics wise, this is an amazing card. It is powerful. It has 368 points, meaning it's very bulky to cross. And it comes out just before a good rotation. It's going to be expensive now, and post rotation it's going to be even more expensive, because it is definitely a top contender. And on top of that, we have Charizard being one of the most popular Pokemon. Charizard being one of the most popular Pokemon. I'm repeating that. Charizard being one of the most popular Pokemon. And being a very good collectible item. And looking amazing, because I've had the pleasure of seeing some of these hyper rare cards. and it's an experience all on its own. Collectors going to try very hard to snatch these up, and even the ones that pull it, they may actually keep them for the collection as mantelpieces. So just like everyone has this card they have that's very expensive, that's close to them because they pulled it themselves and they didn't buy it. So a lot of these also not going to enter the open market. They'll remain in the hands of like those who pull them and the collectors, and that will also drive up the price. So I have no doubt that this Mega Charizard Y is going to be the most expensive card in this set. So please look out, keep an eye out for them, and remember we are having a price guide on this first Monday of February, but the next price guide is going to be 2 weeks after that. So we won't see the price when it comes out, but we'll see the price after it settles in a week. So let's look into that. And I hope you found this helpful. I hope you find this useful. And I am out.